So, you've got this amazing idea and you're ready to make it happen right here in Illinois. Awesome. But then you see all the paperwork and legal stuff and it can feel, a little overwhelming. Well, that's what we're here for. In this explainer, we're going to ditch the confusion and give you a clear, simple roadmap for registering your business. Let's get into it.
Our game plan for today is pretty straightforward. First, we'll tackle the biggest decision you'll make at the start, picking the right business structure. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the actual registration process. And finally, we'll talk about how to keep your business in good shape long after you've launched.
This video contains affiliate links. Before we dive into the exact step-by-step strategy to launch your company in the Prairie State, let's talk about the foundation. You absolutely cannot build a profitable, protected business in Illinois without a properly structured business entity. Most people try to launch as a sole proprietor, or they cut corners on their Illinois Secretary of State filings, and that's exactly why they leave their personal assets, savings, and property completely exposed to lawsuits and business debt. Your business needs to be a legitimate, separate legal entity. That's where Busy comes in. Busy is the absolute best service out there, handling your entire Illinois LLC formation for just $0 plus state fees. They take care of the heavy lifting for you, filing your articles of organization with the Department of Business Services, providing your legally required Illinois registered agent service, securing your EIN, which you need to open a proper business bank account, and setting up your compliance alerts so you never miss your mandatory annual reports. They give you everything you need to establish that ironclad legal separation between you and your business. This is non-negotiable if you want to protect your wealth and scale safely in Illinois. I've put a special link in the description below. Use my link to get your Illinois LLC set up right through Busy today and unlock some exclusive discounts and perks. Get that handled first, and then let's get back to building the business.
And this really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The best path for you really depends on your vision. Are you planning to stay small? Are you aiming for massive growth? Let's figure out what makes the most sense for your dream.
Okay, think of this first section as a trail guide. There are 4 main paths you can take when you're starting out. Each one has its own terrain, its own pros, and its own cons.
This right here is basically your cheat sheet. It lays out the whole landscape at a glance. You've got the super simple sole proprietorship on one end and the complex, growth-focused C-Corporation on the other. And smack in the middle is the LLC, which is a super popular, flexible option. Let's break each of these down.
So, the sole proprietorship is the easiest way to get started. I mean, there's no official state filing to create it. The moment you start doing business, poof, you have one. It's great for freelancers just starting out, but, and this is a huge but, there is zero legal separation between you and the business. That means if the business gets into debt, your personal assets could be on the line.
And that brings us to the LLC, or Limited Liability Company, which is probably the most common choice for small businesses. And for good reason. It's this perfect middle ground. The key phrase here is limited liability. It builds a legal wall between your business and your personal life. So your house and your car are protected from business debts, all without the crazy formal rules of a full-blown corporation.
This slide really nails the core difference when you're choosing between an LLC and a corporation. An LLC is all about being easy to run and maintain. A corporation, though, is built for the long haul, for serious growth. It has way stricter rules like having official board meetings and taking notes on everything, because it's designed to bring on investors down the road.
So if your big dream is to get funding from venture capitalists, to really scale up, the C-Corp is the way to go. Investors love this structure because they can easily buy a piece of the company by purchasing stock. The catch? Well, it's a lot more work to manage, and you have to deal with double taxation. That means the corporation pays taxes, and then the shareholders also pay taxes on their earnings.
Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. You've heard about the S-Corp, right? This is a super common point of confusion, so let's just clear this up right now.
Here's the deal. An S-Corp isn't a business structure you create with the state of Illinois. It's actually a tax status that you choose with the IRS. You start by forming an LLC or a corporation first. Then, you can file a special form to be taxed as an S-Corp. It can potentially save you a good chunk of money on taxes, but it's definitely something you'll want to talk over with an accountant first.
All right, so you've picked your path. Now it's time to make it real. Let's jump into the actual step-by-step roadmap for registering your LLC or corporation.
When you boil it all down, the process really comes down to these 4 key milestones. You got to pick a unique name, name an official contact person, file the right paperwork, and get a federal tax ID. Let's walk through each one. The main government office you'll be dealing with to make your business official is the Illinois Secretary of State. They're the ones who handle all the legal paperwork for creating LLCs and corporations.
Okay, this is a big one. Every LLC and corporation in Illinois needs to have a registered agent. Think of this as your business's official point of contact for any legal or tax mail. It has to be a person or a service with a physical street address in Illinois, no P.O. boxes, who is available during business hours. Now, you can be your own agent, but just know that it means your home address becomes public information.
Next up is the main event, filing the official paperwork. Don't let the names fool you. They basically do the same thing, just for different business types. For an LLC, it's called the Articles of Organization. For a corporation, it's the Articles of Incorporation. Make sure you use the right form number. That's super important.
Let's talk about the cost to get this done. As you can see, the base fee is $150 for either an LLC or a C-Corp. But corporations have an extra franchise tax on top of that, which depends on how much capital you have. The absolute minimum is an extra $25, so a C-Corp will start at least $175.
And don't forget about the yearly costs. To keep your business in good standing, both LLCs and corporations have to file an annual report every single year, and that comes with a $75 fee.
Your final major step in getting set up is to get an Employer Identification Number, or EIN, from the IRS. It's basically a social security number for your business. It's totally free, and you absolutely need one to do essential things like open a business bank account or hire your very first employee.
Getting registered is a huge step, but it's really the starting line, not the finish line. So for our last section, let's go over a quick checklist of things you need to do to stay compliant and keep that business running smoothly.
Here are the big ones you need to keep on your radar. You've got to file that annual report on time, every year. If you want with a C-Corp, you have to follow those formal rules we talked about, like holding board meetings. You also need to check if your specific industry needs any special licenses to operate legally. And of course, you'll need to register with the Illinois Department of Revenue to handle your state taxes.
But listen, if you only remember one thing from this section, please let it be this. The single most important thing you can do after you're registered is to open a separate bank account for your business. This is what keeps that legal shield, that liability protection, strong. Don't mix your personal and business money. Just don't do it.
So there you have it. We've gone over the different paths, we've looked at the step-by-step roadmap, and we've covered how to stay on track. The map is in your hands now. The only question left is, what's your first step going to be?